Klopp's kind of teaching us that you don't need big name signings like Andy Robertson, Minamino, whatever. Is it a culture thing that we've kind of been driven into, and maybe just in England, maybe it's around Europe as well, the fact that you need to make a big money signing? Like, if we don't, I'm fine with it. You know, I've shown with other people before, and at Dortmund as well, like you said, of getting people who are young, nurturing them and turning them into world-class talents. Would you be fine? And is it a learning curve for our fans to go, actually, you don't need this over
Yeah, as long as we sign a couple of players, I don't care whether I'd rather them not be like those big mega names. To be honest, I've never liked that. I think because I don't think Liverpool have ever really done it to an extent that Man United or Chelsea or Man City have done it in recent years. We have made major signings, but not as often. But as long as it's just getting, I think now like people have a better understanding and more trust in what goes on anyway, because we didn't make any signings last summer or any major signings. Was just Vandenberg, was it? And actually we brought in on free transfers. So,
but that all adds to the thing of why we should buy someone this season. So we didn't buy anyone. We won the Champions League. We're world champions. The nice stuff. Therefore, these people just think go and spunk all that money.
Like I say, you definitely buy players. Get a good cover for Robertson. Maybe someone else in the front three that you can develop. But like you say, we've got youth players there who we might see more of next season anyway. But I think, it's just a case of improving the squad rather than actually bringing megastars in who are probably going to ruin the squad harmony as well. Like it's been talked about a lot how humble all our players are and how hard they work, even Salah from the front, tracking back and defending. So I think, you bring someone in with a big ego, and you've seen like with Mbappe was it last week where he was arguing on a touchline and things like that. There's been a few things with him already. I don't think it's a Liverpool. I don't think it's, when you're talking about culture and that, I don't think it's like us as fans to get annoyed when we don't make major signings, but I don't see why we expect to, because we've never signed a global superstar.
But we've made big transfers like Van Dijk, Fabinho. People crave for it, don't they?
Yeah, but they weren't superstars until they joined Liverpool. Like, that's the thing. Like they weren't household names until they came to Liverpool. I don't think there's anyone on our team. Yeah, even Mane, good player, looked like a decent player and all that, but he wasn't a huge superstar. Salah wasn't either. So
I think that's one of the magical things about Jurgen Klopp. I think, in fact, Jamie Carragher sort of reinforced on Sky Sports recently on Super Sundays when he said the best thing about Klopp, he brings in a player and he improves him. We're not taking it for granted, but you can just tell he's under the right coach to get the best out of him. We've seen Man City, Man United, Chelsea all like spunk money on different type of players, and
Salah being one of them.
Well, exactly. Salah goes to Chelsea, doesn't settle in, moves away, comes under the right coach who knows how to get the best out of him. And he does that. I think that, in a way, is putting a lot of faith the fans' faith into Klopp in terms of the transfer strategy and all that. So Klopp will get a player if he knows he can get the best out of him, if he knows he fits the system and all that. I think that's why we're sort of appeased last summer with of course, the magic of the transfer window is like, when you get a new sign, it's like it's like one of those, I've got a brand new toy here and all that to show off to the rest of the league and all that. But we had an understanding, we've got a very good team here that Klopp will get the best out of, and he will pick the right time he needs to in terms of rebuilding and all that. And that's why I just think there's got to be some in the back of his head, like you said before, that he maybe just one or two more in there just to refresh things a bit, add a bit more of a new dimension to this. Like you saw even like when Navigator and Shaqiri came in, they added different aspects. You got Shaqiri coming on the bench, getting a brace against Man United to win a game. Got Navigator playing some decent cameos before a few unfortunate injuries. But you could tell new faces and new ideas to this side, and I've got a feeling that he'll add at least one or two in the summer.
A lot of this might depend on some of the players that are on loan. So you're talking Marco Grujic, Harry Wilson, possibly Ben Woodburn out there, Ryan Brewster, certainly. Again, you're saying fresh faces and stuff, but they're almost like new signings. I'm not going to say it, but they are, aren't they? You're adding a body to your squad and people that have gone out and got experience. I think that Grujic, someone who's been out on loan quite a few times now, but someone who obviously still they want to keep because he brings something to the team. You mentioned something for the front three before. Harry Wilson, he's more of a 10, not a winger, but you still got an extra body in there. Ben Woodburn, I think he still might be a while off yet, but their development continues, especially Harry Wilson.
Yeah.
You said about adding elements like his set pieces and long range shots, which where we're not really known for because you work into the box. That adds another dimension. You're playing a low block team.
He's the one I'd like to see out of all of them. I think, yeah, like you're saying, it's just something different from what we've got. The only thing is, I worry that he's the type of player, like he looks fantastic on a highlight reel, but I see him in pre-season, he seems to go missing in games.
Got a very good example of that. Where were we, Tom? Was it Lyon? Oh, we were in Geneva and we were playing Lyon, and I literally went, Harry Wilson hasn't stood out today. 3 seconds later,
he scored one that
fucking
could
went in the top corner.
But he doesn't. I mean, his technical ability is absolutely amazing. Like, there's no doubt about it. But I don't think you don't see enough of him in a game. I think, and I've watched a few Bournemouth games this season as well, and watched a game against Man City where he smacks a free kick and like an amazing free kick, but he doesn't do anything throughout the rest of the game really. And so I don't know whether he'd work in our system. He doesn't seem to have the work rate, I don't think. Well, I don't know if it's just a case of work rate. I don't know if he knows where he needs to be.
He also needs to grow physically as well.
Yeah, of course, compete. But yeah, but like even the players we've got now, yeah, you've got the players coming back on loan, but even the way Jones has developed in the last couple of months, Elliott as well, we don't know how much he's going to kick on next season. So we've got options there if that's the case, but...
Yeah, that was my next point, Jake. A lot of this also depends on those youth players that Matt's just mentioned. You know, I said the other day, if Nico Williams was to make, a couple of appearances on the bench towards the back end of the season, it would not surprise me. I think, you're developing someone else there. You mentioned cover for left back before. I think you're bang on. Yeah. You've got James Milner there, but that's not his preferred position, obviously, but he did it for a full season. Whereas right back's more of a concern, because it's literally Trent. And if you don't do that, you're putting Gomez out on the right and got him covered. If you can just bed someone in like we did with Trent, I'm not saying he's going to turn out like Trent, because Trent's, a world superstar at his age. That saves you going to the transfer market, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because that's what one of the positions last time we were saying, it's like you always said, the left back as well as a right back for Trent, is in terms of what we're going to do if they pick up an injury. And you've seen the development of Nico Williams this season, he's been given opportunity. I mean, it's big, and the Merseyside derby, that is still something to throw a kid into at the end of the day, because there still is the label of losing to Anfield to Everton potentially if things would have gone a different way. But I think what Nico Williams can see is that he will be given a chance. Trent was sort of in a similar position. He was a Klein's understudy for a bit and all that, and he got a few games under his belt, kept racking up, and then obviously he had his amazing second half of 17-18 where he really made his name in that spot. And I think a lot of these kids coming back in, I think it's an interesting example. You look at someone like Divock Origi in terms of he comes back in from pretty much a poor loan spell, Wolfsburg, where they
fight for relegation, weren't they?
Yeah, well, they're fighting for relegation. Didn't really make much of an impact. I think he only got something like 3 or 4 goals there, and he comes on. He by hook or by crook, with a bit of fortune, he took his luck and he made himself a name at the club. And I think, for like so you said, Harry Wilson, if he just hangs on in there and gets one of those moments, he can. I'm not saying it's definite, because I think the thing with Harry Wilson, he's got a thing, and I feel sorry for a lot of the young attacking players coming in, is that whether they get given enough of a run in the side because of the coming from free. Obviously, we know that could maybe change in the next couple of years in terms of how the formation potentially and all that. But if he comes in and makes an impact, then I don't see what Klopp's one. He will reward players for giving them back to him, and I'm sure Harry Wilson, like you said, he's gone out and proved himself time and time again. And maybe someone like Ryan Bruce, if he has a good second half of the season, he can come back in and get a few games under his belt next season. And no, it's promising in terms of we feel like we could bring any transfer in, but we know we've got a very good youth department behind us. If we need to call on them in terms of the League Cup and FA Cup.
The advantage, just final bit on this, Matt, is the fact that those youth players, we've seen them done very well in the domestic cup so far this season and bits in the Premier League as well. You're saving yourself bedding a brand new player in by giving them bits and stuff. They know the system. Like everyone compliments the youth team because they play the same way as Liverpool do now. They know what's expected of them. That saves you most of the job. We've seen Fabinho come in, Robertson come in, Chamberlain come in, and they don't play for 3-4 months because they don't know the system. With the youth players, you're saving yourself a job. It's going, right, you come over here. I know we've got the Kirby Academy as well coming in as well. That gets things much better, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big advantage, I think, and that's what I don't think we've really seen that before, where the youth had the same identity as the first team in the way they play. So yeah, we've got that, and also there's also Lewis as well, looked decent the other day. So like maybe him as a cover for the left back. But
Larouci, I know he was injured, but
Larouci, there's definitely options there. I just think, like you said, the fact that they know the tactics, they know like positionally, because that's the thing as well. On the newsroom we did last week with David Maddock, he was saying about knowledge and understanding, and it's one thing to know what's happening, but the understanding between, I think he was talking about Minamino, and it's going to take him a while to get that understanding with, Trent on the right or Robbo on the left or whoever. Whereas they'll already know, have some sort of idea of where they need to be. All right, so not with the specific players that they're playing within the first team, but they'll know.
Well, they will do because of the glimpses that they've already had.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's it. And I think that's a big thing, because our system is probably difficult to get your head around and understanding. Like you said, where players like Fabinho have been brought in, who, he was a good player when we bought him. It was a surprise that he took so long to bed in. Someone like Robbo's a bit different because he come from Hull, and so it was a bit of a different situation. But yeah, I think that's a massive part of it. It will take people time to fit into the system. So why take that time when you've got players there who could potentially do it?
Exactly. Two players that are there are Alisson and Virgil van Dijk. Melissa already also hinted that Liverpool are looking to extend their contract. I'll just read a quote. Liverpool believe there is no option on the market that fits the pair's territory this summer. Given the shape of the squad, the club's priority is to lock down the world's best centre-back and goalkeeper for the long term, with both wanting to extend their contracts. I've written on the agenda, no-brainer, because why would you go and do that? But Jake, it also puts off other people, because I think one thing I don't like about transfer windows is obviously half the stuff that's made up, people are having their heads turned, and you can probably bet, you can probably alternate the days. Madrid put in a bid for Salah, Barcelona put in a bid for Mane, someone bids for Van Dijk, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, that was last week, wasn't it? Or even this week. But that kind of stops all that, and it also maintains the thing of Klopp signing a new contract, you're tying down two of your spine into this, so then it progresses Liverpool further in the future.
It's probably the first time in my lifetime that Liverpool are a club that top players now want to go to. They don't see it as a stepping stone in terms of getting to what you said, your Real Madrid, Barcelona's. And you think of Alisson, Van Dijk, they probably get into any side in world football at the moment. You think, you talk about a goalkeeper who missed good 3 months of the season, and I think he's joint top clean sheets record. Sorry, with about two other keepers, and Van Dijk, he's just been imperious. I mean, in some ways, it's funny. I feel like no one wants to talk about him being player of the year again, because it was such a special season last season for centre back winning it. But if they won it twice in a row, that'd be something ridiculous. But his performance levels have just not dropped. They're just as imperious as they were last season. He's one of those figures. Is his physicality and all that he offers to the back line in terms of his defending, his tackling, his heading, as well as what he offers in terms of character. You can tell he's like a different guy off the pitch. You think he's a big, aggressive centre-half, or he must be angry off the pitch, or something must take him off the pitch. But he comes across as a really nice fella. Do you know what I mean? He's a sound fella. He gets on with.
They all do that squad, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. He has a laugh with all his teammates and all that. And Alisson comes across the same, and they've got such a good understanding, them two, in terms of the rest of the back four. And I think that just gives the back four, the whole team, the whole state, that whole of Anfield, or the whole team whenever they go away from home, just that confidence knowing that they've got the two of the best in that position in the world, then they've got to stay at the club. Do you know what I mean? And in their position, why would they leave at the moment? They're champions of Europe, champions of the world, going to be champions of England soonish, and it's just the club that you want to be at the moment. And you look at, let's say Barcelona, the reports of Messi, there'd be a disarray. Real Madrid, there'd be a bit of a transition. A lot of top clubs, probably for the first time, are in transition, and Liverpool at the moment are just being financially run superbly.
Yeah, I think as well, they definitely have a psychological effect on players that they're playing against, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a big thing. Just the names being there, even if they're having a bad game on the day, they still. Imagine you're running and you're thinking you're a goal behind or whatever.
Don't run that.
But you're thinking you're getting towards the goal and you think, oh fucking hell, Van Dijk's there, and then you think the fucking rare moments you get past Van Dijk,
the cat.
Alisson's there as well. So I think definitely it's right to get the contracts down for them and just make sure they are here for a long time, because you make a huge difference to the team.
Well, it's like what you said beforehand about teams thinking, oh God, face these two. That was always a thing in the early range of Klopp said, how can teams get them? Just sit back, wait for the counter, wait for the break. And you see wingers now when they're running at Van Dijk, it's like they think, how am I supposed to get past this guy? He outpaces me, outstrengthens me. And you see players if it's unfortunate in a position to get Alisson 1-1, they're thinking, oh shit, I've got to face the best keeper in the world. You've seen some of the top players of the Premier League, such as Son for Spurs, where he skied it, and all that. It plays on their mind, thinking, I've got to nail this finish perfectly, and then they're panicking and whacking it over the bar more times than not. So it's like you said, it does have that psychological effect on them.